to the channel. So today we're gonna have a little sit and chat. It is the end of the year, Christmas has passed, all the food was eaten, all the fun was had, you know. Don't mind this, I have a very ugly pimple under there. That's from Christmas food and from Thanksgiving food the week before. Well, I'm sorry, not the week before, the month before that. So it's just compounded on the skin. But I would have written up a few questions for myself to kind of just respond to on here as a part of my planning process for the following year. I think it's always good to keep a diary / journal or account of events, and I think visual is all the more so better because you get to kind of see the frame of mind, you get to kind of see the mood and everything at that point in time you're making the plans. So I'm just going to put the questions up and I'll respond as you see. Today is the 29th of December. It's a Sunday. I think it's a great day to do some planning, a great day to start getting those goals down on my paper. And I just think at this point in time it is really important to just reflect on the year. I mean, the Greco-Roman calendar is what we're using, and it says that we end the year on December 31st, so we're just going along with that. Yeah. How has the end of the year made me think about my passions and plans for the future? The same thing that I think from before. It's that reflective mood that everybody is in. You know, we've been through the 2 holidays and still have one upcoming where, you know, this season of celebration, and you don't necessarily celebrate nothing. You do celebrate goals and milestones and the coming together of family and things like that. Your body kind of goes into that mindset of, hey, okay, we in the mood or in the season of like slumber. Retroactive thinking, just be like, you know, wow, okay, this is what I did this year, what can I do next year to make what I did this year even better? So yeah, what were the highlights of 2024 for me? What moments made this year made me feel proud or excited? Did I try anything new that felt meaningful? So my YouTube channel is definitely one of the highlights of 2024 to me. You know, starting it out really making that move, you know, kind of breaking past the little mental barriers I would have set up for myself in terms of doing something I would have been admiring or looking at for a while. So YouTube is one. I left corporate and I'm, you know, doing something new now because it really didn't sink into me. Like, it will be a year anniversary of leaving corporate on December 31st, right? And like midway through the year last year, like around June, July, I would have been like, I literally left a corporate job, you know, and what comes with all the, I guess you could say, the outlook that other people will have on you leaving benefits, you know. Even though the benefits don't really cover much of anything these days, but you know, leaving government jobs or leaving corporate is like, you know, these benefits that, you know, you're building up over time, and it's like, not to go into that part, you know, but it just didn't make any sense to me to stay. So that's another highlight, and that made me proud. Just me again starting YouTube, like, that made me very proud of myself. I was like, oh, I could start something and I could stick with it, even though I wouldn't have posted as much as I would have liked, even from like the November to now. It's still the fact that I did start, and you know, I'm doing this so far and getting more comfortable in front of the camera. and that helps me out. So what challenges did I face and what did I learn from them, or what were my hardest moments this year and how did they shape me or teach me something valuable? So I think I didn't really go through much challenges this year in terms of what I think are challenges in truth and in fact. Other than I would have started a project and I would have started too late for the industry, and essentially like when it is I now was going to I guess I could say the backbone of the industry, the people who make certain stuff to kind of pull the whole thing together, they would have informed me. It's like, you kind of came really late and normally we start, all the way before, right? And that in itself, I was like, wow, okay. But you wouldn't know unless you try, right? Unless you, move forward with certain things. And even though it would not have ended up being anything successful this year, that didn't write off the remaining years, right? It's just for me to continue to go and do those after. I tell you what's one unexpected thing I discovered about myself in 2024. Did I uncover a passion, strength, or perspective I didn't have before? So for sure, I think when it came to health, it's just really moving away from that, or you just want to lose weight to look a certain way, or you want to lose weight to feel healthier. And that was like literally very recently where I was like, yes is all well and good to look, good, or what is perceived as good, but like it's another thing to be healthy and be able to move, and because I plan to live until I'm 200 if they allow me, right? But in the interim, you don't want to reach 30, reach 40, reach 50, reach 60, and your back hurting you, and your knee hurting you, and your elbow hurting you, and everything, muscles you didn't even know you had, all of a sudden sore from walking or moving about, So that was in my mind. I was like, I want to be a very healthy 100-year-old. So, and that's why do I care about agriculture? So I actually grew up in a farming village. I grew up in Paramin in Trinidad and Tobago, and they are known for seasoning and scythe, the green onions, the scythe, these kind of things that they put into seasoning for meat, or but mostly meat, but normal food as well too. So in growing up and seeing people from my family and even neighbors around, everybody had their own sort of land that they were on, that they would till or use for the prices of food and stuff like that. And I think that in itself made me very much unaware of the price of food, because we were so used to, I guess you could say, growing most of it and maybe just having to collect proteins or stuff like that. It definitely skewed what I thought food costs, and so coming from a family, and a village that is agriculture based, growing up and understanding that I couldn't live in concrete with concrete all around. Like I needed some sort of greenery. I needed to be able to source plants or medicines or food, like things like that I could grow. So I'm passionate about that in that regard, that I really like the ability to pick your food, and just roll with that. How do art and music fit into my life? And how do these creative outlets help me express myself or stay inspired? So, I have a funny story. my cousin and my mom would have told me the story separately. Like they weren't even in the same room at the time when they told me the stories, right? And they told me like years apart and stuff like that. But like a few of my family members were there, and apparently I was in Pampers, so about one or two, because mommy said I started to talk very early. She said I like to yap, so I'm young, so here I am yapping even more. And she said a song from Dennis Brown came on, like wait. And she started to see the Pampers. And the funny thing is, my cousin told me as well. Like sometime we were home chilling, and she was like, "Oh, I remember the song when we were baby." The same story, and I'm like, interesting. My mom has another, memory of me really loving Chris Garcia. So music has always been. Music has always had the ability to move me, and with art, I mean, it's literally an expression of life, so anybody could be an artist. You just need to find your medium. Those two things kind of coincide within the very early stages of my life, as well as being, in the farming village. I think it just kind of all mishmashed to be a very interesting human. What does travel mean to me, even if I can't do it as much right now? In recent years, I wouldn't have traveled anywhere past the US and back home, right? So I've been home and the US. I've only one or two trips in there, but I'm not traveling the way I would like to, and I know that's going to change, whether or not. And to me, I think travel means being able to meet people where they're at, literally and figuratively, in terms of just having that very global outlook on life, and understanding that a lot of things we think are individual to one culture sometimes actually translates over into another pretty well, right? As well as I like to eat nice food. A lot of people have nice food, and I want to go to the original source and get the food. So food, I mean, come on, food. How do these passions connect to each other, or what's the bigger story tying all of these things together in my life? So just me being a very curious human, just me understanding what is important, because everyone has to eat, so agriculture will always be important. And I think what is tying all of this together in my life is just the parents I had, they making certain decisions, and me now being the product of those decisions. So I think everybody has a really good story to tell. Everybody's lives has a lot of dynamism in it, even if you don't think it does, But just think about the steps that it took to get you to where you are today, and what type of steps you want to take to move further or move on in life as well. So, what's my vision for 2025? So if I could imagine a dream year, what it would look like, or what I would like to accomplish. Ooh, so a dream year, hopefully next year, I will grow the followers on the channel to a secret number I have in my head. Conceptualize, design, and execute a dress I have been thinking about for a bit. So I just need to put that if I could put that together next year, that would be awesome. So that growing the channel to, a really specific number in my head for next year. Three would be getting all the house plants that I want, along with the chickens that I'm gonna get, and the home garden that I'm going to do as well. All of those fit into 3. Getting all those things to flourish, like, you know, really get up there in terms of, you know, I just want these things to really flourish. Yeah, so those are my 3 vision goals for next year. Oh, and losing some weight. That would be awesome. I'm working on it, but yeah. Oh, and I would like to experience traveling to number 4. I would like to experience traveling to one of the colder European countries, because I really like snow. So it would be fun to go to one of those really cold ones. You know, probably like Sweden, you know, anywhere up there. Yeah, love it. That's my 4. What small steps am I taking to make progress towards that vision? And what realistic steps I'm starting with right now, and how can I make those steps come? So I think, again, really conceptualizing, really putting things in a journal, in a diary, in a video, you know, where you could kind of go back and look at it or listen to it and be like, okay, you know, this is what I've accomplished since I would have made this goal prevalent from before, right? And next thing is, I think, kind of planning out the big steps out of the whole picture, right? So you don't necessarily have to nitpick everything down to the second what you're doing every day, but at the same time you can say, okay, every week this is the metric I want to hit, you know. So for instance, with me growing an audience or anything like that, it's like, okay, my videos, the type of things I want to put out for you guys to see, right? In terms of the kitchen garden and the animals, and how we can make that count, I think would really kind of keeping yourself accountable. I would definitely keep myself accountable. He will keep me accountable. Y'all can keep me accountable as well, you know. So I think those will make it really count, you know, really kind of just keep it on top of it, really. And it doesn't have to be a nitpicky situation. It doesn't have to be like, oh my god, every evening at 6 o'clock I need to go over what I did for the day, or else I would not make it. No, sometimes you could be like, okay, at the end of a Saturday, sit down, open the book, open the camera, you know, open your phone, notes up or anything like that, and just be like, hey, okay, this is the step I took. You know, just document it and be like, wow, okay, I am moving forward. Like, just don't let it get away from you. Let it be that, you know, you say you're going to check in every week, and 3 months has passed and you ain't checking once. So that's how it goes to get away from you. How does content creation fit into my plans? So for me, content creation is like accountability, you know. It's like you put something out there, the internet is forever. I just really want to document everything, all of my goals in life, because I think I would just really like to have a visual journal of all the things I really wanted to do. And yeah, so what advice would I give someone feeling stuck? So I was stuck, right? I would have started and I'm like, I don't like this video. I'm not putting this out. I don't like all the care. And so it's like the amount of pressure you're putting on yourself stagnates you, you know, really stops progress. And I think one way to kind of do that is kind of take yourself out of that I'll call it the editor seat, but take yourself out of that, you know, really harsh mindset. And it's very easy to kind of fall into that negativity. They would have said that negative thoughts are far more prevalent than positive ones, but you have to put that positivity back into yourself. You have to look at yourself and be like, hey, I could do this. I could move along. It's seeming very hard. If you have to cry, cry. If you have to scream, scream. Do it. You know, at least to get yourself out of that position. Because I know how easy it is to just sit down and do nothing. It is so easy to do nothing. You know? So awake yourself to the fact that time is passing, whether you do something or not, whether you move right now or not. Time is moving on, the world is moving on, and at the end of the day, nobody cares more about you than you should care about you. You should be your very best friend, not your worst enemy. You shouldn't be in your own head yelling, you will never get anything done. That is, change yourself to be your best friend, your biggest supporter. It's very lucky if you have people outside doing the same, you know, that could probably help you with some positive self-talk, you know. So really try and get yourself out of that rut by putting that positivity back, because as it would have been said, nothing is new under the sun. Someone has already done it. It's just you haven't done it yet, you know. So you have examples of how to do things, how to move along with things. If you have to copy until you figure it out, do that. But just don't sit back and do nothing. So that's my advice for anybody who's stuck. I think 2025, even though this year was eventful, I think 2025 is going to be a really, really eventful year. And I am here for it. I am here for all of it. I pray that I can make it to the end of and plus further on from 2025 because of how stuff is going. But at the same time, I think it's just going to be a really exciting year. Like, I think it's about to be lit. I'm waiting for Cat Williams to say anything further, because yeah. But what keeps me motivated to keep dreaming big and, you know, planning like with small steps and stuff like that is honestly bad mind. Oh no. Bad mind, and I like nice things. I'm being real honest. Bad mind, and I like nice things. That's yeah. So thank you for watching, guys. You know, it's been a little minute here. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for listening to me like a half an hour. It's a long time. Thanks for listening to me, and get planning, get moving, get to asking yourself all of these questions, you know, like just really sit down and think about it. Even if you just have like an hour in these next few days, you know, before the new year starts, before the Greco-Roman new year starts, you know, just even if it's one goal, and I would keep it under 4 goals, you know, 4 goals and under, to just kind of not overwhelm yourself, right? Just think about it, you know, and I will see you all in the next video, which should be for New Year's or All Year's, for All Year's into New Year's. Yeah, please leave any suggestions, any comments for me down in the comments below. Please like and subscribe to see more from me, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.